Hey yo, what's up? It's your boy HipHopGamer. I got my mean mug on right now, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, you on another episode of Shots Fired! And you know what? Shots Fired! One more time, Shots Fired! The reason why I do that, like how I just did it, is because some bullshit happened. And I gotta talk about things like this. So, first off, I want to give a shout out to Examiner.com. I want to give a shout out to you guys first. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, you guys actually published articles that, you know, I did and stuff like that. I really appreciate that. Always appreciate support. I support people too. I love that. That's amazing. That's one. But on the other side, what I don't appreciate is when you guys allow someone to put an article out, right? This particular someone, whose name I'm going to drop in a second, but this particular someone who puts this article out is an article that basically shared his opinion and his thoughts on some of the irresponsible things that he believes is happening in the game industry. Now, we know there's an issue with the used games, and, you know, developers and publishers don't always get the money they, you know, supposed to get because of the lane that GameStop has in terms of the way they make money. And I understand all of that. But then there also comes a point in time where we all got to own up to responsibility. So what I mean by is this: if I make $100,000 a year, I shouldn't be spending $105,000 if I only make $100, because then that's irresponsible on my part, and then I look for somebody else to blame because I don't got what I need. No. And what this particular person was bringing up is that there's some people in the industry, game developers or publishers or whatever, that it appears that they're doing a lot of overspending, and then, you know, the consumers got to get the bad end of the stick when it comes to their lack of responsibility when it comes to funding and stuff like that. So that leads me to my next thing. The particular person spoke up about this because he believed in it and had an opinion. Now, when this went up, before anything goes up on Examiner.com, entire staff they review what goes up. You know what I'm saying? So after the review of it, they loved it, they enjoyed it, and they supported it, right? This is real talk. So when Examiner.com supported this, it went out. 5 days later, and I got proof, 5 days later, developers, publishers, there's been a lot of people was hitting up this particular person, attacking them, saying you don't know what you're talking about, was kind of rude to him as well. And you guys fired him just because too many developers didn't appreciate what this person was saying. Now, in reality, I'm from the hood. I let you know, if somebody say something about you and it ain't true, dirt off your shoulders, it's nothing, you know what I'm saying? But if somebody say something about you and it kind of like hit a nerve, it may not be fully true, but there's some truth to it depending on how you react to things. So this guy got fired, and who got fired was my man Alex HINKLEY. I believe it's Alex HINKLEY. I know I'm messing up your name, dog, but they know who you are. You know what I'm saying? Because you guys are about to see a full-fledged interview video, the first ever shots fired of me doing this, where I get a chance to allow the person that was a victim speak. You feel me? So without further ado, in his own words, here's my man Alex, former employee of Examiner.com, and his testimony on how messed up he was treated, and a good conversation between the two of us, and how we could actually stop it. Because the bottom line is, this is the bottom line, son. Shot fired! You know how it goes down. Bottom line is this: the moment you strip a journalist of their journalistic integrity in an industry that they got passion for, you know what I'm saying? The moment where I don't even got a voice or an opinion anymore, then what is the sense of putting out gaming content or content period if you're going to take away the voice? That's like some New World Order Illuminati shit. You know what I'm saying? We can't have that here in the game industry. We can't have that, period. Right is right, wrong is wrong, and you know what? Shots fired! Alex, take it away. Let's go. Hey, yo, what's up, man? It's your boy HipHopGamer. Got my man Alex, you know what I'm saying? A former writer for Examiner.com, right?
Yep, former writer.
All right, former writer. So we're going to talk about why he's a former writer, what's going on. And y'all know how I get down. You know what I'm saying? I keep it real. I speak up on things. What's right is right. What's wrong is wrong. My opinion is my own. And you know, we about to jump into it right now. So Alex, man, I appreciate you reaching out to me in email. We like spoke a lot of times. You showed a lot of support to me in articles that I put out. So like I thank you for that. God bless and everything that you do. Now, I need to know what the hell happened, son. Like what's like lay it all out. Let the fans know what's going on so we can talk.
Yeah, well, basically on June 25th, I published an article criticizing overspending in the gaming industry. And I said that the six-figure salaries of developers and publishers were driving up production costs of games, and that those increased costs were being passed on to gamers in the form of nickel and diming DLC, online passes, trying to get rid of the used game industry, stuff like that. And I said that if the salaries of people who were making so much money were cut into reasonable ranges, that those costs might not be passed on to gamers in the future. Like, for example, one thing I wrote in the article was that Tomb Raider sold 3.4 million copies in the first month.
Yeah.
And that was considered a failure because the game just cost so much to make and so much to market.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, if you, like, actually, when I saw that article, too, in my mind, to my knowledge, how is it, this is going to be a good-ass interview. Like, this is going to be real good. So, check this out. How is it that David Cage could do Heavy Rain, and that shit sold, like, I think 500,000 copies or close to 1 million, and they was able to profit off of a game like that, but then Tomb Raider does 3.4 mil first week?
Right, and that's a failure.
And that's a failure? Something ain't right there. Like, something is obviously wrong because these games cost $64 So if you take 3.4 million and times that by $64.11, because that's tax right there, the revenue you get, like seriously, the revenue you get with that is ridiculous. So it has to be something that's not being said or shown or hidden in terms of cost on what's going on. So I understand and I respect that, and rightfully so. As a journalist, you do have the right to bring that up, because if the used game industry and all this other stuff is affecting things, you got to get down to the bottom of it. So when you put this article out and you said what you had to say, what was the initial response to the article in terms of, you know, fans and people that visit the site and stuff like that? What was the initial response from those type of people as opposed to the people that was in the power to fire you? So yeah, let me know about that.
Right. Well, I mean, when I first published the article, it got pretty much no response at all until 5 days later. So
really?
It had been sitting up on the site for 5 days and nobody complained. Nobody at Examiner minded. I mean, every article is reviewed by a staff team there to determine if it's newsworthy or not. So they reviewed the article and they didn't find anything in the content to be objectionable.
Okay.
So my firing wasn't about the content of the article. It was just about solely the developers and publishers who complained later.
Okay.
I fired an Examiner pretty much acquiesced to them.
Oh, wow. So let me ask you a question, because you know how I get down, man. Shots fired is live when I come around, son. So who do you feel had the biggest impact that led to your firing at Examiner in terms of, like, which developer or which publisher was talking? Like, do you have that information?
You know, I don't. They didn't tell me. They just said it was major developers and publishers complained and that they didn't want relationships in the industry with their other writers to be affected by my article, so that they were going to let me go to kind of salvage those, I guess.
Okay, so let's break it down. When you look at major shit, you got Activision, you got EA, you got Take-Two, you got Ubisoft, and you got well, that's the top four. Like, you got Sony and Microsoft as well. Those are obviously the top people. So out of those top people, it had to be one or two of those people that had to say something. Now, here's something that I would say to that. Given a situation like that, you know, I'm sorry that happened to you, Alex. You know what I'm saying? That's some bullshit. Like, you know, I'm sorry that happened. But there's politics in any industry. There's always politics. You know what I'm saying? So, like, what in a situation like that, what I don't like is how the company allowed it and then as soon as the pressure came, the company didn't stand by you. So they
Right,
stood
yeah.
by you because it was convenient for them, but didn't want to stand by you when the fire was there. You know what I'm saying? So I don't respect Examiner.com for that. So who's the editor-in-chief at Examiner?
I mean, it depends on the channel. So for the gaming...
For the gaming channel, for your shit.
The gaming channel was a guy named Steve. I don't really know how to pronounce his last name. It's like Rigrock or something like that.
The reason why he might be on my shots fired list, so I may have to holler, because I address stuff, because the reason why I address stuff is because it's something else that I want to bring up too. You know, in terms of the way the industry works. You know, I feel that there needs to be some sort of respect in the industry amongst everybody that plays a role in it. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by respect is, you may not like everything I do or say, but I work hard, so respect the fact that I'm doing something, you know, respectful. You feel me? So, in the situation of yours, that's like a round table discussion to me. I feel like if you really feel this strongly, and the fact that they did what they did to you proves that you're right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It proves that you're right. So my thing is, if you was wrong about what you thought, then they could have had a roundtable discussion discussing everything to give you details on how things really work. Meaning, if I sold I'll give you an example with Square Enix with the Tomb Raider. Let's say the 3.4 million wasn't enough. Maybe it wasn't enough because I borrowed, like, my budget was 5 million or whatever it was to do something with this game, and I kind of overtook my loan. So even though I did 3.4 million, that's great, because of the loan that I took to create this, it didn't match up, even though it was a large number I sold. That would be explaining the reason why. But the fact that they did what you did, they just trying to eliminate you and get rid of your voice fast because they got caught out there in some bullshit. That's the reality of it.
Basically, a lot of comments were just insulting me, saying I was an idiot. Some of them tried to say that the numbers I cited were wrong, despite the fact that they were verifiable and cited references.
Okay.
There were 9 different references inside the article, and I actually had a lot of developers also telling me that they didn't dispute those numbers, but that I was still somehow wrong in my conclusion. So, I mean, I had some people saying the numbers were wrong, and some people were saying the numbers were right.
Okay.
So I can't really argue to both sides. You know what I mean?
Okay. Now, how long were you actively working with Examiner?
I've been writing there for 4 years and 1 month.
That is fucked up. You was with them for 4 years and 1 month.
Yeah.
That is. I'm a passionate person. You know how I am, son. Like, I got love for everybody. Even if you do good or do wrong, I still care. Like, I'm just that type of dude. And I just hate to see something like that. Now, the next thing I want to say is, in terms of Examiner, like, in terms of what your daily routine was in terms of putting out articles and stuff, you said that there's a staff that reviews everything, right?
Right, yeah.
How does Examiner make money? Is it only advertising on the site, or how do they really make money?
Yep, they make their money through just advertising. I mean, if you go to the website, you will notice that each page is filled with several ads. A lot of people have complained about that, but it's mainly just an ad-based revenue. So.
Just an ad-based revenue. Now, the reason why I'm asking this particular thing is because I don't give a damn about people that say shit about I get tired of seeing ads on your site. How else am I supposed to be afloat? I gotta make money. So I don't listen. Those people are idiots. That's why they will always be behind the keyboard. They don't understand. You know what I'm saying? The business side. But what I want to say is this: you played a role on them making money. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because of your content. So my thing is, in a situation where you do something that may, in my opinion, I don't feel that your article was going to stop them from making money. If anything, it'll make them more money because you got more eyes on the site and you talk about things that people want to know. So you got more traffic come to your site because of the interesting things you're creating. This industry is fucking bullshit. Like, I don't understand why this is happening. So now that this has happened and is said and done and stuff like that, or whatever, right? What is your take on the industry now that this has happened to you? Because you're not the first person this has happened to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We all know about the Jeff Gertzman situation.
Yeah.
We know about a lot of situations. I mean, look at me. I get banned from a lot of stuff just because I speak the truth. But you know me, I don't care. Like, HipHopGamer Inc. is in effect, and there's more stuff coming, and I keep it real. Then anybody gonna stop me. So, you know, I put God first in everything I do, so nobody's gonna challenge that. But now that this has happened to you, what is your viewpoint on the industry, and do you still want to be a part of it?
Well, I mean, it does definitely really speak to what the industry is like when developers and publishers have the power to shut up journalists because they don't like what they're saying. I think that that's bad for not only the gaming industry, but the media industry as well, because it really reflects on examiners' policies and what they value over the reader. They don't want the reader to get truthful, accurate information or reporting. They just want to make sure that the publisher and developer is happy. So when people go on to Examiner.com, they really have to take with a grain of salt what they're reading now, because it's basically only there because a publisher or developer that in the gaming channel anyway is allowing it to be. And if they were to complain, that person would be fired, obviously, since I was.
Wow.
To answer the second part of your question, I do want to continue to be a part of the gaming industry as a journalist because I do love video games, and I feel that I'm not the voice, but a voice for the average gamer. So when developers are calling me stupid and idiot, and I was called a, quote, another self-entitled idiot gamer, unquote.
Wait, a developer or publisher called you this?
Yeah, several did. I have some screenshots of Facebook comments and...
oh, you gotta send that shit my way, dog. What's wrong with you? So you don't be holding out on me like that. Like, yeah, I want all of that. I want all of that, man. This is gonna be a shots fired out the ass. Yeah, I want all of that, man. I want all that. And keep in mind, don't forget, I am the brand and I am the ambassador for the ECA, which is something that fight for the rights of gamers. You feel me? So yeah, like we gonna bring all of this stuff out because when I say it, when I do it, it's gonna mean something because the passion behind it. So yeah, you gotta give me that information, man, because it's not fair. You know what I'm saying? It's really not fair.
Send that over.
Yeah, please send that over. So now that you had this experience, I think it's a great experience because this is one of those moments where either you build from it or you let it consume you. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it sounds like you're still in high spirits and you're building from it and stuff like that. So are you going to create something on your own independently, or is there other companies that you're interested in working in? The reason why I say that is because I had like quite a few conversations recently at E3 with my man Adam Sessler, you know what I'm saying? And we had a lot of conversations, talked about a lot of things, and believe it or not, you know, the way you feel about the industry, especially at this point because of what happened, you know, he felt the same way. You know, they did him dirty at G4. You know what I'm saying? That was messed up. But he's having a great time doing his thing, you know, over at Revision. So my thing is sometimes, you know, you outgrow your environment. You know what I'm saying? And your work environment over at Examiner, I feel you outgrew it. You know what I mean? And now it's time for the next step. And with your knowledge and what you've, you know, been doing, I feel that you could easily take that next step. So what's the next step for you?
I have gotten a few offers from some other websites to write for them. I don't want to name them in particular yet.
That's cool.
Just before I officially sign on or anything, but they do pay better than Examiner did, so I think out of this I should find a even better market to write on. It
always happened that way. So just out of curiosity, what's the average salary for a journalist in the industry?
Well, I mean, I was looking up average salaries for journalists in general, and the average I found was $31,000 a year.
Okay. All right, cool, no doubt.
It was on the lower end of the totem pole, that's for sure.
All right, cool, no doubt. The reason why I asked that is because I feel that in this industry, you know, I never had a job as a journalist. You feel me? I never worked for anyone like that. You know what I'm saying? When I got started, my man Torrance Davis at the Bit Bag, he gave me a place to put my show at. You know what I'm saying? Besides just YouTube. So that was the first site that I was, you know, doing stuff for. But I was never hired as a journalist and got a paycheck from a website. Like, you know what I'm saying? As my day job. Like, I never had that. So everything I did was like grassroots real shit. You know what I'm saying? Like from the bottom to where I'm at now and where I'm about to be at very soon. I said all that to say is whatever is the next gig that you land, and from the prior experience that you had, as a word of advice, think of ways that Alex could speak to the community where it's not tamed. You know what I'm saying? You don't have a website to certain tame or control. As gamers, we're the most passionate people in entertainment. You know what I'm saying? And I feel that nobody's gonna properly respect you if they put a muzzle on your voice.
Right.
You feel me? So the next job that you get that job, get that paper, but also have some sort of outlet that's like these words don't represent this site, these are words of my own, like something like that, because I feel that right there is what Examiner was trying to kill. Yeah, and that needs to be alive in order for you to still remain a gamer. So what do you think about that?
Well, I mean, you're definitely right about that. That I wrote at Examiner for so long, I really did like the site, and then based on how they treated me just recently, I'm completely turned off about that, and I don't think that I'd like to write at another site that would treat me in a similar way. I do like voicing my opinion on things quite often, and if people disagree with my opinion, that's totally fine. I've never hated disagreement or people saying that I was wrong. And if you want to counter what I'm saying with an argument of your own, I'd love to discuss. I'd love to discuss things with you, but I just disagree that someone should be fired for an opinion, you know?
Oh yeah, definitely right. So I got a couple more questions for you, and I'm gonna let you go. PS4 or Xbox One? You was at E3, correct?
I actually didn't go this year, but I did cover it from here. I did cover it from my home.
Okay, so well, in terms of PS4 and Xbox One, what are your thoughts now that they've both been released? They've both been showing games. Xbox is not doing the DRM now. Like it's a lot of variables. But what are your thoughts on PS4 and Xbox One? And who do you think is gonna come out on top this holiday season in sales? Worldwide too.
I was a big Xbox 360 fan, first of all, so I'm coming at it from a Microsoft fan's perspective. But I have to admit that I think the PS4 is looking pretty good this year. I really like their gaming lineup, even though the Xbox One does have a few more exclusive games. I think that Sony has more long-term plans for PS4, and I wasn't really a big fan of forcing Kinect on people with the Xbox One bundle. I'm not a Kinect fan at all.
Yeah.
And I have some privacy concerns about that too, which is one big reason why I might go with PS4 over Xbox One.
Yeah, now I understand all of that. Like, in terms of privacy reasons, I can see Alex walking around his house like, I can't stand Examiner. Motherfuck them niggas. I can't stand them bastards.
Can't let that
Yo, man, I keep it real, man. I don't care. I keep 100. You know what I'm saying? What you gonna do? So, but in the last question I wanted to ask you, and I think this is really important. You know, because I feel a lot of people are very misguided and miseducated on how the actual game industry works and stuff. But what I would like to ask you, you know, as a journalist, as a gamer, and as someone that has influence, you know, in this industry overall, what company, if you could choose to work for, what company would it be? I know you got offers, and that's cool. But if there's a company that you could work for, which one would it be, and why? From your experience, overall experience in this industry.
What do you mean?
What's that again?
As a writer, you mean?
In any form and fashion, as a writer, on-screen personality, or, you know, anything involved. It could be a beta tester, whatever it is that you feel like you're good at in a gaming world. What company would you like really love to work for? Like, I give you an example. You see how Insomniac is always voted as the best place to work at and shit like that every year, or whatever. Like, any company in this gaming industry, like if you could work for that particular company, which one would it be and why? And you'll know why I asked this afterwards.
Well, I mean, I've always been a Halo fan, so I think in that regard, I would love to work at 343 and try to direct the future of the Halo franchise and where I think it should be going. So
wow, might have to talk to my man Frank, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I know that dude too. Like, Frank is a good dude, man. I have to talk to him about that. Like, word up. Bonnie, shout out to Bonnie too. She's a sweetheart. Word up. So, okay. Now, the reason why I asked that question is because just like how I said earlier that sometimes people outgrow their environment that they work in, sometimes people outgrow their position in the industry. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes people feel like, you know, they're a journalist, but you could be more. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I say that is because everything that you just experienced, as long as you're a journalist and as long as you work for somebody else, that situation can always come about. No matter who it is, it always can come about. And I feel that everyone should find some sort of happiness, you know what I'm saying, in the industry that they work with, like in work, and they should have some sort of permanent happiness that they can always wake up and be like, regardless of what I'm doing in life, I'm happy about where I'm at. Like, you know what I'm saying? And you don't want to wake up thinking that what you just went through can happen again. It's gonna actually fuck with your opinion. It's like if you have an opinion about something that's real strong, you could be at a new company, they can so-called accept it, but you can still feel like, I don't know if I should put this out. And the moment you question yourself, like in the moment you give that little bit of hesitation on yourself, you just lost everything that makes you who you are as a passionate gamer and journalist. You see what I'm saying? Like the moment you question yourself, it's like, that's like me right now. Like everything I'm doing right now is saying, I ain't hesitating, this is how I really feel. But if I had to be like, you know what, I don't know, and you're not sure, you just question your whole ability as a person in this industry. So I feel that, you know, if there's anything else besides being a journalist that you could do, you know, I feel you should go for it. You know what I'm saying? And if being like a game, like a leader on something or whatever it is, as advice and as a friend, I wouldn't limit myself to just being a journalist. Because you're a gamer, that means you can do anything you want in the industry. Word up, you know what I'm saying? So it's something to think about, because I'm passionate about this shit, man, and I respect you, and I just don't like the fact that those things is happening. So, but I will say this though, when you do get your new gig, whatever you do, I would like to do another follow-up interview with you, and you know, see where it takes you and stuff, and see what's going on with you right now. So on that note, about to wrap it up. What games are you playing right now?
Right now I'm catching up on Assassin's Creed.
A word?
That franchise, so.
Okay. Alright, no doubt. So this is my boy Alex, you know what I'm saying? Former journalist over at Examiner. Because Examiner, they pulled some bullshit on them, you know what I'm saying? They, you know, that's what they really did. But I'll be sure to look into that, because you know how I do. So anyway, one love and God bless, Alex. Thank you so much for your time, man. And I'll send you a link when this goes up. And it's gonna be on. It really is. So we're gonna, and if you have a NeoGaf account, put this on NeoGaf, because they banned me too. And stuff like that. Word up. So put this on NeoGaf when you get a chance.
Thanks for having me on. No, I appreciate it.
Alright, no doubt, man. One love. Now, how'd you live? Alright, so now that we back, we got a chance to get all of that out. My man Alex got a chance to speak his mind and you know, say what he felt and everything. And, you know, much love to him and all his ongoing endeavors that's coming towards him. You know what I'm saying? That's a blessing for him. In terms of Examiner.com, at the end of the day, bottom line, you guys are an incredible site. You guys work hard. I ain't taking nothing away from you. And everybody make mistakes. But some mistakes can be more damaging than others. So what I want to say in terms of my final wrap up is put yourself in the position of someone that's passionate, like an Alex, in this industry, and you strip them from everything. Now, if you guys did that to him, initially supporting him, then turning your back on him, imagine what would happen or how you would feel if companies did that to you or people did that to you. And imagine how the industry overall would be. How will it survive if people continue to do the actions that you guys took on someone's passion? It's not right. It's not fair. And you know me, I don't give a damn. I'll tell you the way it is. You know what I'm saying? So all I gotta say is one love. God bless. Also, don't forget, man. Shots fired! We out.